that time of the year where I have the pleasure of showing you the latest new items in the Nashtackle and Nashbait ranges. Now, before I walk you around this awesome expo, if you require any additional information on any of the products shown, keep your eyes peeled on our social media and website in the coming weeks. Without further ado, let's get started. Starting with our brand new Scope GT Gold Reels. We're working on the existing success of the GT range, but we've now got a cult gold spool design. What that will do is really make these reels stand out when on the bank, and also it's a real statement piece of tackle. All the features are the same in all three of the models, the 4000, 6000 and 8000 models. You've got an excellent level line lay, you've got a line-friendly line clip, and you've got that really lightweight spool which helps you move the reel quicker through the air and achieve extra distance on your casts. The 4000 model is perfect if you're stalking or free gliding, fishing in the edge. The 6000 model is perfect for all-round use, and the 8000, if you want line capacity and you want longer chucks on longer rods, they're spot on for that. But that gold spool is sure to be popular and really does make that reel stand out further. Let's move on to TT. Brand new to the Nash TT range, we have the Butlock Extreme. Now, I've used Butlocks for years, they're ultra solid and they've never let me down. This is even more solid. It has a two-stage process, the first being very much like the original Butlock, and then this unique camlock arm that goes over the top of the Butlock and doubly secures your setup. Whatever extreme situation you find yourself in, if there's lots of snags present, if you've got your rod tips cranked up in the air or really low down, this system will ensure that your setup is secure, solid, and give you the ultimate peace of mind. Follow me over to the Nash Bait stand. Based on the awesome success of the Nashbait's particle range, it was only right that we looked at revamping and overhauling the whole of the Nashbait range, and we have done that, as you can clearly see by the packaging and all of our boilies. Not only that, the citrus bait has received a real major overhaul.
Nash Bait has been a big player in the bait market now for well over 30 years, probably in fact longer than I've actually been alive. The genius and bait knowledge from Gary Bays, the input from the likes of Kevin and Alan, and in recent years the brand being taken to where it is today by the likes of Max Hendry, it meant that Nash Bait, I'd like to say, really has stood the test of time. The face of Nash Bait is changing slightly. We're rebranding the product a little bit. You know, the citrus and the squid and its pink and its gold is still going to be those iconic colours there, but new super slick packaging.
And now also very proud to say that not only is all of our Nash Bait packaging 100% recyclable, but the pots and the jars for the liquids and the pop-ups, they're also made from 100% recycled materials.
Of course, that iconic Scopex squid is still staying in the range. You know, it was developed over 35 years ago by Gary and Kev, and then it was reintroduced into the range around 5 years ago. In those 5 years, we've had thousands, if not tens of thousands of catch reports of carp caught on the Scopex squid. The amount of carp and, well, the amount of big carp that this bait has caught is, well, phenomenal. It's got that distinct, subtle smell. It's the marry of like sweet and fishy, and to be frank, it's just given a lot of people one less thing to worry about in their angling. They've got a bait that they can trust. As mentioned, same product but some new packaging. The newly named cult coated hook baits and stick mix, they now find themselves in bigger, easy to use pots because the bags that they came in, they were hard to reseal, and these new pots are going to be a lot better for you. Citrus hit the ground running when we launched it, becoming super successful straight away, especially in those winter months. Highly regarded by Alan himself, it was one of those baits that you'd always reach to when bites were hard to come by. You know, a cult coated hook bait or a pop-up, a scattering of baits around it. It was something that we used to shout about so regularly, and I think it's the reason we only ever really delivered them in 1 kilo bags. However, over the last few years, we've heard of loads of success on the citrus, kind of away from those winter months, especially on the continent. You know, the guys over there, they opted for it because it was quite a hard bait and it would keep the catfish at bay. Soon we were hearing about them having big beds of citrus and catching some really, really big carp on it. We always knew the flavour profile was there for it, you know, it was just super attractive. So we've made the decision to redevelop that bait, and make it a bit more accessible to put in large quantities, just like those Europeans were doing and having that success on it. Same attractor package as the classic citrus. It's got that like renowned smell, but we've redeveloped the base mix a little bit. It's got milk proteins, bird food base mix, and it's also got this addition of this creamy toffee palatin. It's a little softer than before, you know, you can really crumb it in your fingers. It's a lot more digestible and the colour is a lot more subtle than it was before, this kind of off-white colour. It's just got that rich, milky, creamy texture to it. If you want to spot out big carpet of crumb in the depths of winter or spread 20 millers from the boat in the height of summer, this new citrus, I think it does open those doors for you. Now, I know it's nice to see a bit of a facelift and a rebrand, but it's not the most exciting announcement we've got for this trade show launch. Some of Gary's best work was back in, you know, the mid-90s when him and Kev, they developed the Monster Pursuit range. It stayed around from the mid-90s all the way up to the mid-2000s, and it kind of took the cart world by storm. It was a really, really renowned bait. Following on from that came the Monster Squid. All the way up to about 10 years ago, they were in the range, and they really are, well, some of Nashbait's best work and most renowned work, really. Max has now picked up the baton, and after a couple of years of testing and keeping our cards quite close to our chest, really excited to announce that in spring 2024, we're bringing a new premium bait into Nashbait's bait range. There will be more information to follow, so please keep your eyes peeled, but it's not long now to the launch of Monster Shrimp.
Now in terms of clothing, we've got a few additions in the ZT range and the Scope clothing range. Starting with the Scope clothing range, we've got a brand new set of combats, a really nice snug fit, and also they're emblazoned with that key Scope logo. And to complement them, we've also got a brand new Scope jumper. Moving on to the ZT range, we've got brand new ZT HD waders. They're available in an XL size as well. They're finished in a lovely camo pattern, fully adjustable straps, and also cord to adjust for whatever size or physique that you are. Not only that, they come with wader horns. It's an absolute issue for every angler trying to get into waders quickly to react to a bite. These wader horns ensure that you can slip in really quickly and you're reacting to that rod and that take. Not only that, in the ZT range, my personal favourite, and you'll see me in loads of videos wearing them, are the ZT waterproofs. They've received an overhaul, they've got all the great waterproof zips and seams that they had before, but now finished in that lovely cult, recognisable Nash camo pattern. Finally, for those colder months, we've got a new ZT camo parka. That's going to keep you ultra warm. It's also great to wear on the bank as well as down to the pub or wherever you may be going. Those are the additions in the Nash clothing range. Follow me to take a look at some new main lines. Now hopefully you've noticed in that last mainlines video the use of our new Powerbanks UV head torch. Obviously, as you'd have seen, it picks up your mainlines where they are in the darkness, and it allows you to know exactly in terms of positioning where your rods are. In addition to that, in the Powerbanks range, we've got an inflatable light which is magnetic and really nicely diffuses the light, and also a dome light. Now, follow me onto Boat Life. Now, as you may or may not be aware, last year was our first venture into the boating market, and based on the feedback and success of last year's launch, we've adjusted the specification and models in our Boat Life range. Not only that, we've come up with a whole host of different accessories to complement them. The Banklife range features two new additions, the first being this ultra comfy camo reclining chair, and secondly, we've got a brand new Banklife moon chair. Follow me over to Indulgence. Indulgence has been a mark of quality for years. It's clearly a blueprint that a lot of people follow within the industry and is a mark of success. With regards to Kevin himself, he developed the sleep system idea almost 10 years ago, and it still features heavily in our products throughout the course of all our ranges. In terms of Indulgence this year, we've got two new chairs in the range and a brand new range of HD40 sleep systems.
Kvalitní spánkový systém je nezbytnost. Cítit se u vody jako doma. I když jste venku, máte pocit, že jste vlastně uvnitř. Představujeme vám řadu lehátek HD40. Mají zesílený robustní rám. Vystužené body, které jsou nejvíce namáhané. Jedním stiskem nastavitelná výška nohou. Umožňují umístění lehátka do roviny na každém terénu. Matrace o šířce 40 mm zaručuje pohodlí a komfort. Pocit pohodlí domova za všech podmínek. Čtyřsezónní spacák s dutým vláknem s pevnými robustnými zipy vám poskytne zaručené teplo a připravenost pro ten moment. K lehátkům lze dokoupit Indulgence Bed Chair Seat. Indulgence Waterproof Bed Chair Cover a Indulgence Pillow. Lehátka jsou dostupná ve verzích s 6 nohami, 8 nohami, ve verzi White a Emperor. Lehátka Indulgence HD40 Sleep System Camo.
Our carp care range features 3 brand new items. The first being a pop-up mat. Brilliant if you're trying to cut down on the weight you're carrying. It basically zips within itself, pops open and features a really nice, adequately padded foam mattress, which gives it structure and protection for your catch. Moving on to the air cradles, they are now available in a camo pattern. They feature all the same features as the original air cradle. They're available in standard and monster sizes and also come with an inflatable pump to ensure they're adequately inflated for protection. Finally, in the carp care range, we have collapsible water buckets. Moving on to the Piesta Resistance in this latest launch. Follow me. And here they are, the Air Force rod range. I'm absolutely buzzing to bring you these. Having used them in the testing process, I can personally say they are the absolute business in terms of distance casting performance. Now, we may have been synonymous in recent times with shorter rods, for example, the dwarf and scope concepts. However, Nash himself has always been synonymous with the heritage, development and creation of longer distance casting rods. These have packed all that expertise in, and they feature two models which are primed for your distance casting needs. The F20 version and the RollsRoyce of casting, the top end in the market, the F40. So there you have it. There's a look at the new items in the Nash Bay and Nashtackle ranges. If you want any more information, keep your eyes peeled on our social media channels and our website in the coming weeks. And thank you very much for watching.